Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is a bit of a strange update, but I figured with a major change in situation for me, I decided a video was appropriate, and so here we are. Now, if you haven't been following us for too long, Ellen got a fantastic job here in Vancouver, which is why we moved back from Toronto in the first place, and it's why we've moved here specifically so that we're closer to Ellen's job. Beyond the fact that we wanted to live closer to where Ellen was going to be working, of course, I also wanted to live somewhere where transit was more accessible so I could make more videos rather than out in the suburbs. Now, if you guys talk to me on the Discord a bit, or if you've been in some of the live chats, maybe some of our patrons, you know that I wasn't exactly super happy with where we were living previously between when we left Toronto and now, and that's largely, this train in the background, yeah, that's awesome, yeah. So if you've been watching the channel or you talk to us on Discord or Patreon, something like that, you probably know that I wasn't super happy about where we had been living since we got back to Vancouver, largely because it wasn't a transit-oriented location. We didn't have transit and stations within a couple minutes walk away from us. Now, to be clear, you don't need a rail yard literally in your backyard to be satisfied with your transit service. But for someone who makes videos about transit constantly, having transit right there is just hugely important. I wanted to live in an area with 24-hour transit. I wanted to live close to a rail line. And I ideally wanted to live somewhere high density. And so I was able to achieve those goals, and I think there's a lot of great content that's going to come out of this and this kind of move, because now I live close to transit. There's lots of stuff I can do and talk about, and there's lots of stuff I want to show people who can't necessarily move right now, or who are still kind of facing difficulties because of the current global situation. I'm just going to pause for a second here while this Mark II train passes through the frame. It's really awesome living. This is the first time, it's the first time that I've ever been able to just look out my window and see a transit vehicle, specifically a metro, going by pretty much all hours of the day. It's not super loud at all if you are curious, but it's a pretty amazing feeling as someone who makes videos about this all day. So living here is pretty awesome. Now, with this change, there are going to be some changes to the channel that I want to make you guys aware of, and so let's get on to those. So the first big change you'll be seeing is probably a bit more Vancouver focused content in the next little bit. Of course, we still actually have some videos of Toronto filmed and in our backlog, but I like to say that the city we're currently in is kind of like the laboratory. It's kind of where we're showing things that we like and things that we don't like, and how we think transit could be made better. And so in this case, it's now Vancouver where we'll be showing a lot of those examples. But again, those examples are usually really widely applicable, and I think Vancouver is a great example for so many cities on how to do transit quite well, because even though we're in an area that isn't that densely populated at the moment, we still have train service every few minutes, and that's achieved by things like running these shorter trains and things like that. So Vancouver is an awesome place to learn about different ways we can improve transit, and so it's going to be kind of like our laboratory going forward in a bunch of videos. Now also, because Ellen will be starting a really intensive full-time job, go congratulate her in the comments. Unfortunately, that means that she's going to be able to play less of a part on the channel. She'll still be on the Discord, particularly being able to chat with our patrons and some of the other folks who've joined up on our Discord, but her role is going to be kind of going down for the channel as a whole, because she's got a huge job to take care of, and because, if I'm being frank, we just graduated and it's a lot of changes, and so she's just taking that time probably away from the channel to kind of get settled in. So you're going to be seeing probably a lot more of me and hearing a lot more of my voice on videos, so hopefully that's okay with you. I don't want to diminish Ellen's role in the channel though. She's really been a huge player in terms of getting videos created, in terms of voicing videos, scripting, filming. The channel wouldn't have been possible the way it is now without her, and so it's kind of a huge change, huge transition now. with another train. It's amazing. I don't want to diminish Ellen's role. She's been a huge part of the channel and making it what it is, filming videos, scripting videos, appearing on camera in a few videos. And so it is a huge transition with me taking over a lot more of the editorial, well, scripting and filming in different locations. And maybe you'll see the video style in certain places changes a bit, but I do want to thank Ellen. Thank you, Ellen. So next up, I do want to say we're going to be really trying to expand our presence on other forms of social media and Patreon. Of course, we're still going to be posting videos regularly on YouTube, but as our channel has grown and grown and grown, it's become sadly harder and harder for us to have kind of meaningful conversations with, for example, folks in the comments and with just people who send us messages on different platforms like Instagram and Twitter, etc. And so what we're kind of directing people to do is, if you want to support the channel and you're interested in having conversations with us, join the Discord and really consider supporting us on Patreon. Again, it helps us a lot, and it also makes it much easier for us to chat and easier for you to get a hold of us. So it's kind of a better situation, because currently, with the state of things, I usually can only reply to comments on videos for the first day or two because there are so many that it's totally not manageable, especially when there's old videos, the whole back catalog where people still continue to comment and stuff. Now, of course, you should keep commenting, and if I see a particularly important thing to address, of course I'll reply. But I'm trying to focus my energy on what I think is most valuable, and that's creating new content. And so I'm kind of trying to direct myself a bit, and that's how I'll be doing that. I think we're also going to try to do more kind of updates and this sort of thing to get you behind the scenes in our lives, the way we've shaped things around transit, the convenience of that, and some of the benefits. And so that's something we're going to be talking about more as well, just to add a bit more of a personal touch to the channel, and also so that I can kind of give you different sorts of opinions that I may not have given you in the past. That's again assisted by us living so close to transit, so it's easy for me to go and again show you examples and that sort of thing. What this also means is that for our patrons, for example, we're going to try to produce some like mini videos where we do kind of more general updates and things focused to our Patreon, related to how the channel is growing, how we're doing, ways we're expanding our patron benefits, that sort of thing. So if you're not already, consider supporting us again, and if you are, stay tuned for some actual exclusive content and that sort of thing over on Patreon. Now, before I get to the end of the video, I do want to address kind of the elephant in the room, which is that, you know, will you still be making videos about Toronto and Montreal and other cities, or have you just suddenly decided to become a Vancouver folks channel? Not at all. I want to clarify that we just live in our current city, but we are citizens of the entire country and the entire world, and we have constant interest in doing content in other locations. Of course, it's difficult right now because of all the travel restrictions and the like for us to go to other places and film videos. For example, when Heart opens up in Honolulu, I'd love to travel there, but it's probably just not going to be feasible. Same thing for projects in other countries like Australia and New Zealand, countries in Europe, countries in Africa and Asia. So as you can see, there's a lot of transit projects we want to go see that we probably won't be able to. And that's kind of what Demystified and Future of try to fill in as a void. Try to focus on areas that we can't focus on as much in our kind of in-person IRL videos, and locations that we might be interested in going to in the future, should that be an option. Of course, with that in mind, major projects in North America, like those in Toronto, the REM in Montreal, projects in Alberta, those are all projects we really want to get to on the opening day to visit and to film. And of course, most of those projects are a few years away, so we're not really worried about travel restrictions and the like. But you should know that our plans are not limited to Vancouver. It's just where we're living currently. And that's not something that will necessarily continue forever as well, because we already are thinking about where we want to call home next. But I think that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the trains going by in the background. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've enjoyed all the content on the channel. Thank you so much for all the shares, all the appreciation, all the comments, and all of our new subscribers. The channel is growing massively, and it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much. Please go follow us on social media if you're not already. Join our Discord. Want to see more following over there. We'll continue to post lots of updates and that sort of thing. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.